Hi, welcome back to Ahora Que. This is Emily.
And this is Anna.
Today we're here to talk about la universidad. So I think we really just wanted to, it's been on our minds. I think it's especially as like, it's kind of college application time, like people are waiting to hear back about colleges. They're still like starting that process for seniors in high school that are nearing the end of the year, for seniors in college that are looking at grad school. So it's been kind of on our minds what our experience was going to college as first generation students.
So, with that, yeah, what was our college experience like, or even getting into college itself? Like, did you want to go to college? Did your family make you go to college? I think for me, it was a little bit of both. I think I thought I wanted to go to college, but only because my mom engraved it in my brain that like you have to go to college. Like there is no alternative. You
Right.
have to go to college. So I thought I wanted to go to college, but I guess I don't know that I felt like I ever had a choice.
Yeah, I think kind of similar. Like, I think it was always like, as I was thinking about this, I'm like, okay, I can't really remember as a kid being like, I want to go to college until I actually kind of like decided what I wanted to study or like be, which I know we're going to talk about later. But yeah, I can't like remember before that moment ever just being like, I want to go to college, and maybe I just don't remember it. And my family's like, no, you 100% did because I was a yapper as a kid too. But yeah, I think it's the same. Like it was kind of like that is your only option. And I think it's the same for a lot of Latino kids. They're just like that is your option. Like you go to college, that's why, if you're first gen, it's like that's why we came here. That's how you get a life that is like better than what we're living or whatever. And so it really is engraved as like it's like your ticket out, right? Or your ticket to better.
It's part of the American dream. Like this is what you do. You go to college and you get a good job.
There you go. Exactly.
And then I think for me also it was like I have a older brother and he's almost 7 years older, and so he went through all of that before me. And it's not necessarily that like I learned from him how that process works. It was more so of like, well, he got sent off. I'm saying this in quotes. He got sent off to college. He went away for college. And so then that's just the expectation, like for me to do the same thing after that. And yeah, like because I was trying to think too, I was like, I don't even remember when that thought or idea started of like I'm supposed to be going to college because I was like, I was thinking, oh, like maybe high school. But no, I think high school is just when it became more real. But my brother went to college when I was still like in middle school. So I knew that that's like what you do and what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, like those were going to be your next steps.
And there was never any question. Like I never
Interesting.
questioned it. I never like asked, well, is there another option? Can I do something else? No, like that's just what it was.
Well, and I think even if you did, like, I don't know that that would have been met with, like, oh, yeah, definitely. Like, when I think about,
Go
like,
travel for a
options.
year. What do they call it?
Yes,
The year that
the
they take
gap
off?
year.
The gap year. Take a gap year and go travel.
Well, and then it's funny because I'm like, wait, when I think about options for, like, my kids, too, it is kind of like, okay, but hold on, I do want you to have something under your belt, because I do think, like, if you can fall back on something, like, that's always safe. But even thinking about that, like, I don't know that I've ever thought about have a gap year for my kids. Like, I think I'm like, yeah, I guess you can go to college, go to work, or you can like learn a trade, like explore things. But I don't think I've ever just been like, yeah, go take a gap year
Oh,
as an
the
option.
toxic Mexican mom in me doesn't have space for that thought. Like, no, you're not taking a gap year. The heck? What do you think this is? You're going straight into something. I don't know what you're doing. You're gonna figure it out, but you're doing something.
Right. Oh, that's funny. Until this moment, I did not realize that that had never been a thought in my head. Like exactly what you said. It's always been like, you're gonna do something, more flexibility on what, but you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna do something.
Yeah. Okay. So even that, right? Like we knew we had to go to college, and then what? Y la Universidad Que. Um, so I guess for me it was like I had a friend, a white friend, And when we were in high school, she started taking dual enrollment classes at our community college while we were in high
Oh,
school. We were juniors. Either she started or she was going to start, but like her parents set that up for her, and like that's just what she was going to do instead of AP classes. And so when she told me about that, I was like, oh, I'd rather do that instead of AP classes, because AP classes then you have to like take the test to get the college
yeah.
credit or something. So to me, I was like, well, that kind of sounds like a waste of time if I have to retest versus just taking the
Do
class
the
and getting the
class.
credit. Um, so when she was doing all that, I was like, well, what is that? Like, how do you do that? What do you do? And so I literally physically followed her around throughout this process. And so, like, we went together to our high school counselor's office or advisor, whatever they were. And we were like, well, she was like, we want to take enrollment college classes. And she was like, okay. And I was just tugging along through this. And I think at some point we met with like the college advisor, and they were like, this is the set of classes that you are allowed to take, that you could take, and like the schedules. And we signed up. I think that first semester we signed up for like I mean, the same classes. So we signed up together, we took those together, but that was like my introduction to college. I just followed this white girl physically into the what she was doing and did everything that she was doing. And that's what I did like through high school. And I gathered like, or accumulated, like a year and a half worth of college credits by the time I
Oh,
graduated high school.
yeah.
And it was free, like my high school paid for it or whatever, there was a program. So I got all these credits for free, and then I started like applying for university, like 4-year universities.
Honestly, that's funny because you like had like a little bit of a guide, right? But it was like somebody who like had their guide because their like her family set that up for her, right? So it was like she also just had to follow along, what her family had set up. But
Mhm.
that's really cool. I feel like one, we need more of that, but also like it's like the lack of information, right? Like you're not informed about it. For me, oh, it's so weird because I went to like a high school, and then partway through sophomore year I got moved to like a tiny charter school that did nothing for my education
Mm.
really. And then I got moved back to my like previous high school for like my senior year of high school. So like the gap in between is weird because I feel like that school didn't do a lot to prepare you for college. So I actually ended up having to do classes at like night school, like adult school,
Oh,
my
wow.
senior year to like get requirements met for college that the charter school didn't offer. Like they just didn't even
What?
have it.
Dang.
Yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, like senior year was insane because I was doing those classes and then I was doing track. So it'd be like I'd have a track meet and then I'd have to go to my classes at
Mm.
night, and then I'd still have to keep up with my like classes from the day, which at that point I was like in AP English, and then I was doing chemistry, and I had to do chemistry like I had to do like the second half first and the first half second. So I did not have a smooth introduction to that. Really, it became more smooth for me, I think, once I went back to my senior year, went back to like my old high school. And I remember they had us all meet with the college counselor, but they had us all meet like in one go. It was really funny. Like they kind of like lined up like by last name and like pulled out kids from classes. And I remember
What?
sitting in her office with like two other like well actually another girl with the same last name as me, and then my cousin who has the same last name as me, and we were like all sitting there, and they were like kind of, it was like rapid fire. Like it was like, what do you want to do? And she wanted to do cosmetology school, so she was like, okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up like your senior year plan, blah blah blah, and then asked me, and then asked my cousin, which I'm so sorry, Alan, but I kind of have to tell the story because it's really funny and it's really stood out for me. Was he was like, she's like, well, what do you want to do? And I said like what I wanted to do, and then he was like, oh, I want to be, I think he said like a soccer player or like a basketball player or something. And she was like, okay, but like, what do you want to study? And he just kind of like was like, and he just looks at me and he just says the same thing that I said. She was just like, oh, okay. It's like one of my favorite high school memories. Sorry, Alan. And yeah, she just kind of like set up our plans for like senior year, what classes to take and stuff like that. So that was really helpful. I think my favorite class then was I would get to go down the street to the elementary school and like volunteer and work with kids for a whole period.
Oh, that's pretty
Um,
cool.
yeah. And then I think just like the college counselors, I mean, they did some guiding on like how to apply for things. I don't even, yeah. It was just kind of like patched together, I think,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing as smooth as yours.
Well, see, and I grew again. We've said this before, but I grew up in a really small town, and so it's like I think people you get a lot more one-on-one support type thing because there's only so many of us. Like there were 40 kids in my graduating class. Uh,
Okay, yeah, see, that's why they didn't have to rapid fire three kids in one, which I was like, how uncomfortable. Like, I laugh at the story, with my cousin, but I'm like, okay, yeah, that does kind of suck to like be put in a room with like three kids and then be like, so what do you want to do after high school? And it's just like,
the
dude, I don't
pressure.
know. Like, yeah.
Uh,
And also, like, shouldn't you explore that with me? Like, I feel like that's
what
the
are my
time to be like,
options?
well, yes, what kind of things do you like? What might you enjoy, Versus just like, well, what do you want to do? And then you're sitting there and there's a line of kids waiting to go
Waiting.
next. And it's like, I guess I'll just throw out whatever I think if I haven't thought of it yet.
Hmm. No, but I was gonna say, so I had that, right? I had my friend who I just kind of followed her along. But then I was also in this like, how do I define it? I think it was like a college readiness program, but for first gen kids. And I almost like thinking back now, like I think it was one of those programs that is like designed for like these kids who society expects to fail. Like these kids aren't
Oh,
supposed to do very well, so we're
they're
gonna
like, we
help
just have
them.
to try.
I literally like that's what I think it's designed for. Anyway, it's called like Upward Bound, and
Oh,
they
yes.
focused a lot. They focused a lot on like preparing you and exposing you and providing you with information and education for college. And like I did actually learn a lot from that, and we got to tour a couple of universities through that program. Like we would
That's
have
nice.
Saturday morning field trips. I think like once a month, and we'd leave super early. Again, I grew up in a really small town, really far away in the mountains, and they'd pack us into a van, and they would drive us like 2 to 4 hours away to go tour these universities. But I got to tour colleges. Otherwise, I don't think I would have gotten that opportunity. Um, so I think that's how I decided what college I was gonna go to. This is so dumb, but like again, like the ignorance of just not knowing, like you kind of have to learn as you
Yeah.
go. But it was between that and like these girls I had met through this program that were a year older than me. They announced the college, the university that they were going to go to a year before me. And so then I was like, okay, like I could go there. I liked that campus. And that's literally how I
Yeah.
made my decision on what university I was going to go to. And it was in downtown Denver. And I was like, okay, I would love to be in the city. Um,
Right,
yeah,
like a
that
change.
was good enough for me. I didn't look into anything else.
I love that for you. I, yeah, I don't know how. Okay, one, funny enough, that program, like, yes, that's awesome. Like I said, I don't really know how I picked groupings of like, I really liked San Diego State. There was like a school in San Francisco that I liked. It was like a private school, and then I applied to like some state schools. I didn't get into San Diego State. And then I got into the like San Francisco one that's the like only college I had toured to because I really liked it. And I had gone like my mom and I went, we toured it, spent some time in San Francisco. But then the cost came in when I got accepted and I was like, there's no way.
Mm,
There's no way that's happening. And then I got into San Jose State, and I think I picked San Jose primarily for like the distance. Like I was gonna live a little bit further away from family. But also they had a program, like they had the major that I wanted, which wasn't something that other colleges had
I
really.
see. Okay, okay.
They had like a major that was like a line that was like you can get a degree in this and it will still kind of get you there, but it
Lead
wasn't.
to that. Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't
Specifically.
the one I wanted. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And so then San Jose State ended up being like, okay, it's like far enough. I get to like move, experience a new place, just like kind of like you said, right? Experience a new place. And they actually have the program that I want specifically. So
Okay.
that's how I ended up picking San Jose
I
State.
mean,
Like it
that feels
was,
a little more well informed than my decision. It was one of those where you like cover your eyes and point at the screen, and it's like that one.
you're
That's
like,
where I'm going.
one, two, three, pick.
Literally, that's so funny to think back on now because I had no clue. Like now I'm like, wow, how did we get this far? I don't know, but somehow we
But it works
followed.
out. That's
Yeah.
the funny part because I remember I was kind of like at the time disappointed that I hadn't gotten into San Diego State.
Hmm.
And I was
Hmm.
like, okay, San Jose it is, I guess, you know? But I'm like, that was like probably the best thing that could have happened.
But
Like,
see, even that though, like, ask me how many colleges I applied to.
was it just one?
It was just the one. It was just the one.
Oh,
I
you
put
know
all my
what?
eggs in one basket and was like hoping for the best.
I applied to multiple because I was poor enough that I got free applications. Like we didn't have to pay the application fee. We had
Mm.
like waivers, so that was that was
There
why.
had to have been waivers for us too, because I remember there was a day in high school where they told us about it, like this specific day, the colleges are waiving their fees or whatever, and so you could apply. And I think I just applied to the one that day. I don't think I applied to anywhere else.
You were like, this is good. I liked it. You know what? But it's funny because vice versa, like I made that decision, but I had never actually seen the school. Like when I
Okay.
was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll like, because again, we toured the San Francisco one, which
Mm.
now that I'm looking up was University of San Francisco. It was like a private school. That's why it was so freaking expensive.
Oh, okay, okay.
But we had gone to tour that one because I was like heart set on it, you know, like I was like, it's San Diego or this. And then I had not seen San Jose State. So
Okay.
like I didn't know what the school culture was, like I didn't know how it was located, like I
Mhm.
didn't know any of that. I was just like, I mean outside of pictures that you could find, I was just like, okay,
Online.
they have the program I want. It's far away enough. It's a new place that I get to experience. Okay, let's do it. But I didn't know, I didn't even know San Jose existed as a city
Mm.
because I just knew like
Bigger
California, like
cities?
LA. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
LA to San Francisco. Like that was like,
Hmm.
and I had only ever visited San Francisco. So like at least you knew the school and you had gone and you liked it, you know, like different
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think either of us made a fully informed
For business.
decision, honestly.
How would we know? What would
No,
we have? We were what, 17 at the time?
yes, and I remember actually the first time I went to see the school was when I went for like orientation and like you had to stay on campus for it and like half of it was under construction, which I'm still mad about because the school was
Oh,
literally under construction the 4 years I went there.
oh, that sucks.
Um, yeah, and then I remember we're like getting put in the dorm rooms to stay the night for like orientation and they're like, "Yeah, guys, so these are the blue phones because there are things that happen here and like we don't recommend going
Oh,
alone at night." Like and I was like, "Huh?" So, good thing you saw the school. I don't know.
I mean, it was still downtown Denver,
Fair,
so
valid. And
yeah.
the school was in downtown San Jose. That's
Okay,
why.
okay.
It's like
Well,
in the middle.
things make sense now.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like in the middle of the city. Like you're
Mhm.
like in the city, like town, like City Hall is like right there, and then you walk down the street, and then the school starts.
Okay, okay. Yeah, similar in that sense. Um,
Well, you had the program. Did they help you fill out applications and stuff?
you know, technically, yeah, we would have days where we would practice like filling out, like applying for FAFSA, applying for applications. They were kind of like mock applications, if I remember correctly, that we would practice filling out FAFSA, practice applying for colleges. But then when I actually had to apply, I applied on my own. And I only remember that because I remember asking my mom questions about the FAFSA application, and like
Oh,
she didn't know. And so I would just guess, like I just guessed. I think a lot of it had to do with like tax related questions,
yeah.
income, your household number, important things like that that nobody knew or had answers
That you
to.
just guessed on.
So I kind of made it up and hoped for the best, and yeah, here we are, a full education later. It was
It's
stressful though. It
funny.
was so stressful.
It's funny that they had you do mock ones where it's like, why don't you just sit with us and do the like actual one? Like, look,
But I guess because you need like your parents' information, and our parents didn't
valid,
come with us
but
to these things.
that's
But why
really,
not
I don't
invite them?
know.
Like
Yeah,
host a little family
exactly.
thing.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they should, like, if you're gonna do a wraparound support like that, like, it just should be like wraparound, you know? Like,
Hmm.
how you said, like, they picked you guys for reasons you kind of like learned and understood later on that was like, dang, okay, that kind of hurts, but also
Hmm.
like, thanks because it helped. So it's like, why not invite them? I did my college applications pretty much by myself. Yeah, like we had like one college counselor that was like trying to do it for everyone and like help everyone, so it wasn't super helpful in that sense, but it was helpful. He's like a cousin, but it's like my like grandma's cousin's like like that.
Hmm.
And he had gone to college because he's older, and he had gone to college, and he was like working on the campus. I don't know exactly what he was doing on campus, but my mom was basically like, hey, you're gonna come help with the FAFSA, right? And I don't think he fully knew either what he was doing. Like, I think he like had a sense and like had gone through it, so was kind of like here. But I do still remember like it taking a long time, and there being a lot of moments where it was kind of like, what do we even put here? Like, how do
Guess
we
just
answer
make
that?
your best guess. Yep.
Yeah, and you know what? At the end of the day, it's like we're just poor. Like, I don't know what else you want to know.
Let's just pay for college, okay? Nobody else
But
is
I think
gonna pay for it.
that's one of the things that's really hard, though. I think like the college applications themselves, like you can stumble your way through, and like it's
Mhm.
pretty straightforward. But the FAFSA is like, how? How am I supposed to know how to fill
That
this out?
was
I'm
that was
17.
brutal. It was brutal. And
I've
then you have
never
to do
filed
it every
taxes.
year.
Yes, and it's like I don't know how my mom does her taxes. Like,
Does
I'm
she do
just a
her
kid.
taxes? I don't
I'm
know.
just a girl. And well, then that too, like, then they're asking for information that, like, if you're a first gen student applying for college, like, it's kind of scary to
Mhm.
put that information into a freaking application that's going to the government, you know? Like, nobody wants to do that. And so I think that's another thing that's like, I guess, like, in theory and logically, sure, like, you get why they do those things. But then at the same time, it's kind of like, can you explain why again? Because it's
Mhm.
scary. And I think that's something that, like, puts people off from sometimes doing things.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Did you study what you said you were gonna study?
I did, yeah. Um, so in sixth grade, I decided that I wanted to be a social worker. And apparently I really did because I stuck through it and I got a master's in it, and it's
Mhm.
what I do now. Um,
Mhm.
but so that was always like what I wanted to do, what I wanted to study. And that's the program that San Jose State had. They had
Okay.
a program in social work, a degree in social work, where like other schools had sociology, which is
Oh.
like, again, like it's like parallel lines. Like they treat it as like, well, you can get this and do it, but it's like I took a sociology class and it was not social work. Like
Mm,
it wasn't the
it's not the
same.
same. Hmm.
And so I that's what I studied, and I that's why I say too, like it was really good in the end that I went to San Jose State and got that, because it kind of pipelined into like my master's being
Hmm.
only a year instead of two, because I had an undergrad in social work. So it's kind of like one of those lame moments where it's like everything works out the way it's
It works
supposed
out.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the moment you're like, this is terrible. This is the worst thing that could happen.
Yep. Yep. No, I'm very easily influenced, is what I'm learning throughout our conversation. I did not study what I said I was going to study, and I became a social worker because somebody else told me I should be a social worker.
I mean, hey,
But
they were
that is a
right. You're a good
conversation for a
one.
different time. Um, I was really into English and writing. I loved writing. And to this day, it's something I really enjoy, and I feel like I've always been pretty good at actually.
Pipeline to social work.
But what were you going to do with an English degree? Like that doesn't pay bills. So so I didn't declare that as a major. I declared as a biology major. And because I told myself I was going to be a doctor and I was going to go the pre-med route, and I did that for
Ooh.
3 years. And my last year of college, I got through organic chemistry. And then I was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. This
Yeah.
sucks.
I don't
It
know
was
how
a
you
lot
even
of
got through
science.
organic chemistry. That
It was
sounds
a lot of science
awful.
and math. I don't even know how I passed that class, to be honest. Like, I have no idea, but I did. But I met this girl, again, very easily influenced, gosh, um, in one of my classes, and she was like telling me that she worked at a residential clinic for kids, and she said her
Oh.
job was hiring. Well, now I know she did it because there was a referral bonus, but anyway, I didn't know that then. She was like, they're hiring, and you work with kids with autism and different diagnoses. I was like, oh, cool, that sounds fun.
Oh
So
my
I
God.
applied, I got the job. It was
It was
it
a
was
job.
rough. It's a job. It was rough. But because of that job, I was like, I think I want to be a psychology major. I think I want to work in mental health for kids, da da da.
Mm.
And so a year to go in college, I switched to a psychology major, which was actually really easy because I had they had like a bachelor, what is it? Bachelor of Science in Psychology, or then it could have been a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. But because I already had all these science credits, they did transfer over for that
Oh,
degree.
that's nice. That's
So,
lucky.
well, yes and no. Um, so I majored in psychology. Yeah. So no, I didn't study what I was going to study, and that's not what I'm doing now. I don't have a psychology, well, kind of different
Yeah.
avenues.
But again, one of those moments where it's like everything worked out the way it needed to work out.
I met a lot of the right people in my life. That's what happened. I met a lot of the right people that I was meant to meet to help guide me in the right direction. I do love what
No.
I do, and I loved all the jobs that I had throughout this journey. So it worked out. It worked out.
See, there you go. Did you minor in anything?
No, I don't think so. Did you?
Yeah, I did
What was
child
your minor?
and adolescent development.
No, I'm pretty sure I didn't because I remember my friends. So the campus I went to shares with three colleges. It was CU Denver, Metro State University, and then the community college. I went to CU Denver for undergrad.
Okay.
And two of my friends went to Metro State, and Metro State required them to have a minor. So I remember that having
Oh,
been a conversation where it's like they had to have a major and a minor. That wasn't a requirement for me, so I just had the major.
I don't, I've never even heard of that being a requirement. That's interesting.
Hmm. Or I don't know if they were confused. They were also first gen, but
Uh,
that's what they told me.
Valid.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they
Also,
told me.
I love the like you were gonna go in for being a doctor and like make money and like do all of that. And it's funny because with the social work thing, there's so many like high school teachers that are like, you're not gonna make money off that. And now I'm like, you were a high school teacher. Like you also were not
Who are
making a
you to
lot of money.
talk?
Like why,
Yeah.
yeah, like why are you putting me down?
Mm-mm. Those people were just bitter about how their life turned out, I think. I had my fair share of those.
But it no, it's funny because I still now that we're like talking and we're talking about the minor, I'm like, no, I also think I decided like the child and adolescent development, like that was also one that I was like, I'm gonna do that because I like working with kids and
I
like
like children.
yeah, well, and then that was part of the like when I was going to the elementary school for my high school, like
Mhm.
my I was like, oh, I like this, and then I was like, that'd be a good pairing,
Mhm.
and I did. I loved my like child and adolescent development classes, and it felt like then a lot of my undergrad was like very like geared towards like specific things, like I wasn't bouncing around filling classes, it felt like, because I had like the classes I needed to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, see, no, I absolutely failed my first semester at university and had to recover from that. It was rough.
Oh no, I I think that was like, well, but that's another thing too, because I'm sure for you it's the same, but like, and I think it's the same for a lot of first gen, but like, not only are you to go to college and that, but like, you have to excel in school. Like, the expectation is that you're gonna excel in school, right? And so, like, for like most of high school, like, I had good grades. Like, I had like
Mhm. Me
the
too.
straight A's, and all of that. And then, yeah, it was actually my first semester of college. I had like C's. Like, I made it through with C's. Like, it was
Mhm.
like, and that's why I say when you say you failed, I'm like, I doubt you actually like failed classes, but like, I viewed that too as like I failed, because it was like, I don't know, my mom really ingrained in me that like anything below an A
Mhm.
was like it was like B was
Failure.
like
Yep.
do better, but below a B was like why are you failing in this class? And so
Yeah.
I remember like that first semester I was like, holy crap, I'm not gonna make it out of college. Like there is no way.
Yep.
And yeah, had to recover too from that.
Yeah, I remember finals my first semester. I was like, yeah, mom, I can't do this. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm about to fail everything. And she knocked some sense into me and she was like, yeah, you're gonna figure that out. You're gonna go to your next semester of classes. Good luck with that. I don't know how you're gonna do that, but good luck.
She
And
was
that's
like, why are
what
you
we
talking to me about this?
did.
Like
Literally,
you have a choice.
like such a joke. But we went back, we got through. How would you rate your college experience as a first gen?
Oh, that's honestly, I don't like out of a scale of 1 to 10 or just like I don't know. It's interesting because I'm like I feel like I enjoyed my college experience, but
Mhm.
I also feel like maybe more so like the last like 2, 3-ish years. Like I think if you asked me like after my
Undergrad?
first year of college, yeah, undergrad,
Okay, okay.
yeah, I would have been like, it wasn't great. Like it sucked,
Mm-hmm.
for various reasons, and just like stumbling through living alone for
Mm,
the first time, like things like that. I think it's like it's a more of a shock than you expect.
it is.
And but then I think like my second year, like yeah, around my second year, I like met more people. I got my first job, and
Mm.
I met people through that job that I think like really helped with the
Yep.
college experience. And then I kind of like got it together, I think, found what worked for me. So then like classes felt less difficult. The only thing is like I wanted to be done in 4 years, so like they
Yeah.
don't tell you this. Is another thing they don't tell you is that if you want to be done in 4 years, you have to take 15 credits each
Yep.
semester,
Yep. That screwed me over
right?
the last
Yeah.
semester. I took like eight
Yeah.
credits my last semester in order to finish.
Yes.
Yeah.
So after my first year, I remember meeting with like the college advice, the one and only time I met with like my college counselor because I'm sorry, my experience has not been good with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And actually was just talking to my little cousin who's in her last year of college about this, where I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know the requirements for the job. But anyway, I remember meeting with him and I was like, he told me that I would be graduating in like another 4 years. And I was like, what? No, like I need to be out of here in like 4 years flat, not five. Like I was like, because again, like that's a failure for me, right? I was like, that's a failure. My mom, like it's 4 years. College is 4 years.
Call my mom and
Um,
tell her I'm not going to be done in 4 years.
yes. And then he was like, well, no, you only took like 12 credits like each semester. Like you need to be taking 15. And I was like, okay, well, I'll take 15. And then he looked at my grades from like my first semester and like my second semester went a little better, but like not amazing. And he was kind of like, I don't recommend that for you.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
basically like
Same.
you're dumb and your
Mm-hmm.
grades are really crappy. So like I don't think that's a good idea. And then I was like, and then because I was trying to get a job, so he's like, it's even an even worse idea. And I was like, just map out the next 3 years. And then I just played with it, and I ended up doing like winter classes and stuff like that to
Summer
catch up
classes.
throughout.
I did like two
But I
summer
think,
semesters. Yeah.
yeah, but that's another thing they don't tell you, which I feel like I definitely know that, so like if my kids decide to go to college, I know how to set them up if they want to be out in 4 years, which hopefully, because I don't have money to pay for 10 years of college
An
for people
extra few years. Yeah, no.
total. Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm like, I know that now, right? But going into it, like I had no idea. I just took the classes they said to sign up for, and
Literally.
I was like, how crappy is that? So like,
You know
yeah,
what?
I think
What that though, like what doesn't make sense about that is I remember my advisor, and then I had like two, three different ones. I didn't, the same person didn't even
Right.
stay throughout my college experience.
Because they probably graduated.
But they printed out these sheets. It was like an outline. This semester you take these,
Yes.
this semester you take these. So how did the math not add up?
I think they just broke it out into like 5 years. Like I feel like they messed with it because I remember looking at mine and I had to like pull classes. Like I had to look for them and see where I was gonna add them to do 15 units and then where I could take like winter classes that would meet my requirements and stuff. Um,
Or
so it's
maybe
really
like
weird.
thinking back now, I was like, maybe the electives weren't on this map, this outline.
That's another thing
And nobody
too.
told
Yeah.
me you were supposed to take electives also. I don't know, but no,
Yeah.
same exact thing. Like I was taking, I think I went 2 years like that where I didn't realize you were supposed to be taking more credits in a semester in order to finish on time. Plus, I actually did fail like one or two classes my first semester, like actually failed,
Well,
not just me thinking I failed. I did
to be
fail
fair,
one or two
you
classes.
were doing organic
I
chemistry and
was
stuff.
doing,
So
yes,
like,
I was doing genetics. So genetics I failed,
okay,
anatomy
no.
I failed, and I had to redo both. I did retake them and I passed the second time by the grace of God because, again, I don't know how I
But
passed
also
any of those.
like those hard classes for your first year. Along with that, no one tells you, hey, when you go to college, don't sign up for the 8 a.m. lectures.
Mm-mm.
Like, and you're like, well, I mean, when I was in high school, I was like
Oh,
doing
wait.
8 a.m. and stuff, so like, why not? Yeah, I think I got lucky that my like, what was it? My biology class was like too full, and I think that they had to do construction in the only auditorium that could seat us all. So they ended up doing like hybrid and offering people like you're either gonna get dropped from a class or you can elect to like do online and then just come in for like lab and for test.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I'm not gonna get dropped from the class, so I'll do that. Otherwise, I would have had like a freaking 8 a.m. biology lecture.
I did have an 8 a.m. chemistry lecture.
No,
It was brutal. And
no
the teacher was
wonder.
so mean. She yelled at us the first day of class because half of us didn't have the clickers for
Oh
the
my
class, and so
gosh.
we had to like walk to the bookstore to buy clickers in class, right? As the lecture's going on, she's like, "Well, you guys need to go buy them." So a bunch of us got up and like went to buy them. We couldn't even find the bookstore. This was all of our
Yeah, you
first
don't
day.
even
We
know
didn't
where
even
it
know where the
is.
bookstore was.
You're walking around lost looking for the maps.
No, but I remembered when you said auditorium, that was a huge like shock, culture shock for me. Again, I come from a very small town. Our classes filled up
Mhm.
with less than 20 kids. These classes were like 200 plus students in an
Oh,
auditorium,
yeah,
and I was like,
that too.
"What is this? What the heck is this?" So yeah, that took some getting used to. It was wild. My
Mm.
college experience, I think I would categorize as kind of traumatic, to be honest.
Yeah,
We made it, right? We did it.
we're
But
here.
if we think back too hard, like it was kind of traumatic. It really was.
No, it really, like, I'm like, I think about, like, well, no, it was okay, like, after I met more people and stuff, and, like,
Mhm.
that
You
helped the
made
experience because it
friends,
brought, like, fun. Yeah,
sense of
exactly. It brought
community,
fun.
belonging.
Yeah, but then I'm like, but also, like, it was like working in school. Like, there wasn't really a break
Mm-mm.
on a lot of those things, right? Like, it was just like school. You think back to, like, how you slept during college, and
We
it's
were
like,
not sleeping.
so I think I'd rate it like it had its good parts, and I definitely would have loved to do it with more knowledge
Yep. More
than I had in
knowledge,
the
more
moment.
guidance, more instruction on all of the levels there.
And I think that is like I was gonna ask you what would you do differently, and we're just like no, literally just that. Like I think just doing it with more knowledge and more help
Mm.
than like what we went into it with. And I think that's the thing, like, and you've made a post about that like on your social media where like first gen, will be like ya no puedo or something, and then they like
And
keep
then you
doing
keep
it.
going and you do all of
Yeah, and it's just like again that like this was the expect like in my mind, like I could not fail. Like I
no,
couldn't
that
not
wasn't an
graduate
option. I
college.
said it out loud, but internally I know that that was never an option. Like
And
you
your
don't,
mom told you that.
yeah, you don't have the privilege of failing. You don't get to just drop out of college. What do you think this is? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Work at Starbucks for the rest of your life? Because that's what I was doing in college,
Just
working at
like,
Starbucks.
yeah, okay, what's wrong with that? Like, but it's like for them, there's like that's not the option though. And
That's
then I
not why
think
we
too,
came
like
here.
you get so much positive reinforcement, like when you get good grades, when you get into college, like it
Yeah.
really is this like, oh my God, this is such a big deal.
You
And I
feel
think
loved
that
for the first
helps
time in your life.
for real. No, and it does, because I'm like, I think about graduation, I'm like, dang, like my whole family came out
They
just
threw
to
me a
see me
party.
graduate. Yeah, and I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, no, okay, it was worth it because you said
Because
you
they're
felt
all so
love for the first
happy.
time. They're all so happy, and
I,
you're like
I walked out with a lot
traumatized.
of trauma, but they all
You're
look
like,
so
I need
happy.
EMDR. I'll need EMDR after this, but they got me presents. They took me to eat. They're all so excited. I
They are
think
so
we're,
excited. They wrote all
but
these heartfelt cards, things you've never heard or seen before.
yes, you're like, what? You thought you love me?
You have some emotional ability, and you've chosen to never use this
Only on paper.
in my 21 years of life. Only on paper, yeah, actually.
Oh, I love that. Okay, well, if you could tell yourself, which I think we've already talked about too, because we just vibe that way. What would you say to yourself as an 18-year-old, like knowing what you know now, and honestly, like at this point, to like anyone who's listening, we hope you're listening, that is either at this point in life or like about to be in this point in life. Whereas I would just like, I think for me, it'd be like tap into the resources, like look for the resources, tap into them, like they are there. I just think again, like it's hard because you're looking to guidance and like you're looking for guidance to people that like they don't have the experience, so they can't guide you.
Mhm.
But then it's like, well, like there are people who can though, right? Like, yeah, your college counselor is probably the only one for like the 200 students graduating in your school, but also like where are there other resources, like what other places can you find, what other people like can you talk to, whether it's like like I think about like the FAFSA was hard, but it would have been a lot harder if we didn't have like that cousin of mine
Mhm.
who had like done it. And so it's like just find those people, like who in your family has extended family has gone to college that has an idea. Your
Yeah.
friends, like
My
the
one,
friend you had that you were
yeah.
like, I'm just gonna do what you do because your parents are guiding
I
you.
could
They
have
know what
followed
they're
her to
doing.
college, to be honest, but she went to a different, smaller city that I was not interested in. I would have majored in
Um,
whatever she majored in.
I'd love to know what that was. Watch it be social work too. She's like,
No,
yeah,
but
what do
she's
you
not
mean?
a social worker. I don't remember right now. I'll bring that up next time when I remember, figure it out. But what would I say to my 18-year-old self, or like anyone who's in that situation now? One, hang in there. Just hang in there, okay? I was such an anxious mess. I still am, but it was so much worse then. Like, just hang in there. It's
Mm,
gonna be okay. Number
we'll
two,
get
baby
out.
girl, get a therapist. Please
Yes.
get a therapist. As a
There's
therapist
two right
now,
here.
please get a therapist. Um, and third, enjoy the ride. Just you know what? Through the tears, through the stress, through the frustrations, through all the expectations that your family and friends are putting on you, find a way to enjoy the ride, whatever that looks like for you. Like, I actually did really like working at Starbucks, and I met some really cool people there, and other people that I met throughout, like, my college experience in my classes and stuff. Yeah, it's stressful and traumatic AF, but like enjoy the little bits and pieces of it.
Exactly. Like I said, like there's things that make it fun and like yeah, it's stressful, but it's like I look back and I'm like, yeah, and despite like how I was taking classes and like working and all of that, like I still did fun things. Like I
Mhm.
still spent time with people that was fun and enjoyable. And I made like friends like that I'm still friends with. And so
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing to think about. But yeah, enjoy the ride, find the resources as you're looking for it, and also with the expectations, like set your own too. Like
Hmm.
it's so hard, but also like set your own for yourself because at the end of the day, like you're the one going through the experience. This is your life, right? That you are like planning for. And so like set your own expectations.
Yeah.
And also because yeah, like your family's gonna be happy regardless, you know? Like I still think about when I was like, Mom, I'm sorry, but like I got a bunch of C's. I did not do good. She was like, no, that's okay. Like suddenly it was okay, and it was like, it's your first semester, and I was like, oh, so I'm just like putting this on myself now.
Mhm.
And a therapist can help you process those things too.
No,
So
literally. And I think that's why that one is so huge. Like not to toot our own horns, but like get a therapist because it's like with that, with setting your expectations, like for me who was so easily influenced, I chose these different things because other people were kind of like telling me or choosing them for me, or like I didn't know what to do, so I just did what someone else was doing. And so it's like through your therapy journey, you get to work through some of that. You get to work on yourself. You get
mhm.
to find an find your identity, define what that looks like, what that means for you. What are the things that you like and you enjoy? So then you can like choose a major off of that. And
Yeah, explore those things.
like at the end of the day, you get there, right? But it would make it a little easier if you use some of those resources.
Yes. Use the resources, enjoy the ride. Keep listening to our podcast, of course.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's all we've got for you. So thank you for listening if you made it this far. And we'll see you guys next time. Or you'll see us, listen to us. You'll listen to us because you don't actually get to see us. You'll get to
College
listen.
graduate, by the way.
I have a master's too, somehow.
So you can do it.
Si
Sí
yo
se
puedo, tú
puede.
también puedes. Si se puede.
Y si yo lo hice, tú también lo vas a hacer. Okay, toxic Mexican mom signing off.
Bye.
Bye.